Wow, why is this web page loading so slow? Holy moly. Oh, okay. I remember I saw you did a thing in the stream chat, and I was like, oh no, don't tell me the Twitch API is broken.
Phantom subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 52 months, currently on a 52-month streak. And says, wait, this is not my beautiful house. My god, what have I done? End of line.
Bad. Bad.
Ranger976 has subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 13 months, currently on a 13-month streak. End of line. Puzzle Fury subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 34 months. And says, what a coincidence. My Apple products are also making me miserable today. End of line. Necolek subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 50-months. And says it's sunny, deck dog. Wahoo. End of line.
We found who should have replaced Charles Martinet. Oh my gosh. Oh man. No deck talk for 100 bits. Wait, did that not work? Uh-oh. It seemed like you got steamrolled by David for the sub. That's what happened. Let me see if there's anything in the output. And then we got stuff to talk about here. Okay. It didn't throw any errors. It worked, how it worked, help people often. That was weird. Huh. So I have a dedicated scene that is just overlay. So when I need to fix any of the, decorative doodads, I have to switch that and then the stream goes away. So that's what happens there. Okay. Yeah, I have no clue, Chloe. That's real weird. I'm not seeing anything in the log. Hold on. Okay. So it caught it. Sub received. I don't know. Weird. Okay. Strange.
AshaTube subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 14 months and said too cheap to spend 100 bits. End of line.
Well, let me catch up here. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. David, thank you for the 52 months. Holy moly. Thrasher, thank you for the 13 months there. Fuzzball, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 34 months. That's that many. Nakalak, thank you for the
FN00
50
subscribed at
months.
Tier 1. They subscribed for 43 months. End of line.
HoshiTube, thank you for the Prime sub and for 14 months. And Nord, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 43. Okay, that one's a little harder. 43.
They subscribed for 16 months, currently on a 16-month streak. And says that one should be nice and easy to finger. End of
Yes.
line.
Boom. Swarm, thank you for the 16 months of Tier 1 sub there. I don't know what happened with the bits. I'm gonna hope for the moment that it was a weird API thing with the sending data one way or another on the stream stuff. Anyway, here's a minor update from yesterday's stream. So we fixed some of the API stuff, maybe broke Twitch subs or bits. I really have no idea how that could have happened because I didn't touch that. And I said at the end of the stream, I was going to look into making YouTube the primary stream receiver and Twitch the secondary because I use a weird stream setup. I have a plugin for OBS that copies the output from the encoder for one stream and then also sends it to a second one. So basically I get two streams for the price of one as far as encoding load goes. The second stream has always been YouTube, and it's always had the downside of I have to go into the back end and click the end stream button, and it's a kind of a pain in the butt. Well, apparently if you set YouTube to the primary stream, you just get a handy end broadcast button that is distinct from the end stream button, which would have made my life so much easier. So now I just gotta hit that. And life is nice and simple. So yeah, that would have made a whole lot more sense this whole time. So gonna be trying that out today. Yeah.
David Phantom says you're using some weird method of doing something. I'm shocked. I tell you, CHEER 100. End of line.
David, thank you for falling on that sword there for the 100 bits. I have no idea why yours didn't go, Chloe. That is super weird. Pro tip, don't upgrade OBS. Why? Does it break that? Good news is I wasn't planning on it. Ain't broke, don't fix it. But David, thank you for the 100 bits. Chloe, I got no idea why it hated you. But at least it works. Okay, speaking of hating things, Max! All right. Rain quit, got to get going. All right, have a good trip. And I was going to say knock 'em dead, but that feels a little like the wrong way to phrase it. Do good. All right, I regret touching that ribbon because now my hands are disgusting. Hold on. All right, so here's the deal. There's been an article from digipress.club going around about how to archive floppy disks. All right.
Says CHEER 100. Yeah, I don't know why OBS/TWITCH hates me. It normally reserves that for my own stream. End of line.
That is weird. Well, at least it's working now. Oh, I didn't realize until just now we have built-in vignetting because you can see the light shades. That's not ideal. I will have to fix it at some point. They did that already. Fancy zombie apocalypse day, yeah. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Anyway, digipress.club. They have a page on how to archive floppy disks, which I think is awesome, and I'm really glad that they're putting that information out there and trying to make that more accessible to more people. I really appreciate that. They do, however, have something that I somewhat disagree with listed on there, and I would like to see if my own experiences are incomplete or if they are correct. So, what I want to do today is see if we can read and write 800K Macintosh floppy disks with a grease weasel. Someone who's planning ahead more would have had a grease weasel over here. Let me go get one. With a grease weasel. So the theory that they have is that using, well, here's the thing. They phrase the web page as if using the Grease Weasel itself is incompatible with this, and they recommend using an applesauce because the applesauce connects directly to the kinds of drives that they have in there, which makes sense. However, you should be able to use the Grease Weasel because it's all the exact same kind of stuff. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with the Grease Weasel that means it shouldn't be able to read and write 800K Mac disks. However, it seems like there may be incompatibilities with later floppy drives that make the drives themselves that you normally connect to the Grease Weasel less likely to be able to handle the data rate that the 800K disks use. Now, keep in mind that the original old Macs used 720K quote-unquote floppy disks. They're actually 100 megabyte floppy disks. If we go back to my video about the origins of the, or not 100 megabytes, they're 1 megabyte floppy disks. If we go back to my video about the origins of the 3.5-inch floppy disk, Sony in, like, what was it, 1981, created the 3.5-inch floppy disk format for the Series 9000 word processor. That is unbelievably cool, but we're never going to see one. Because I bet like 3 of them sold because they were, no, it was a Series 33. It cost $9,000. That was the problem. So that, you know, probably didn't take the world by storm, but they sold this drive and they were trying to like get it into a computer and they sucked at getting the SMC70 out the door and they started sending it off to other companies and that became the standard for the floppy consortium, whatever it was called. I don't remember that anymore because it's all kind of pointless. But the standard was based on the original Sony OAD30 drive, which set in motion how all 3.5-inch floppy disks work from here on out. So this is very close to that because it came out in, what was it, 1984 for the original Mac? And those drives are very, very similar to the original Sony OAD30V, to the point where they're almost the exact same mechanism, but with an optional motor installed. And you can see this on some OAD30 models where they could have had a motor installed for the eject. So they're very similar to that, but it means that they're based on much older hardware that wasn't quite as well defined in what it should or should not be able to do. So I believe that the Apple drives used more storage capacity by having higher density sectors on the tracks using zone bit recording than most drives did, and PC drives later did not need that, so they aren't as well suited for it. So basically what I want to do, see what kinds of drives I have can or cannot read and write Mac disks, maybe look at what it would take to connect a Mac drive to a Grease Weasel, or use a Sony OAD30V with a Grease Weasel. I've theorized that should be possible, but I've never looked into it. So we got a lot of stuff to look at today. So that's where we're at. We do have one problem though. We're probably not gonna get to any of that. That didn't go quite how I thought. That it probably isn't gonna happen today, because here's the problem. I think every single Mac I own is most likely dead. So, our first project for the day is going to be to see if I have a functional 800K Mac. Let me pick that Grease Weasel up off the floor, and then we can start to go over that whole story, which is, oh my gosh, a whole other thing. Let me catch up on chat here. I'm not recording this because I am not making a video about this. I don't.
This is almost as bad an idea as the spray bottle of 91% isopropyl alcohol CHER 100. End of line.
David, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh gosh. Can you post a link to that article in the chat? Just look up DigiPress copy floppy. Can it change the disk RPM? The RPM depends on the track number. It does not matter with the Grease Weasel because you change the read and write timing. That's what the disk defs do. You don't have to do that. That's how the Commodore 64 drive works. It just changes the read and write speed to the disk without changing the RPM to also do zone bit recording. So there's no reason you have to change the speed of the disk. It's not necessary. So, yeah, let's go over the story. So this is a Mac, I'm pretty sure. But the thing is that I have only ever used the Mac Classic 2, okay? And that was like what? 2018? Okay, 8 years ago. So I know essentially nothing how Macs work. I know that they probably have a SCSI hard drive and that the SCSI hard drives are probably dead. And another thing I know about these is that motorized eject is extremely eager and will probably murder the drive if I don't take it apart and lubricate it. So they have that little plastic gear in there that just drives the eject corkscrew or whatever it is. And I am aware that those always shatter, but I, from my own experience with Sony drives of this era, believe that if the drive gear has not yet shattered, then it may be possible to prevent it from exploding by just servicing the drive first. So that's one of the things that I want to do. So, let's see, original Macs were floppy only. Really? Whoa, I had literally no idea. That's how little I know about Macs. Okay, all right, well, that's good to know. Be careful with the analog. No, we will not fearmonger about this stuff. It's a power supply. Yeah, it has high voltages on it. I'm not concerned about that. Just don't poke it while it's on and you're good to go. There will not be power supply fear-mongering, CRT fear-mongering in this, because just use some common sense and you're fine. CRTs are not going to kill you from discharging. The live stuff, if you have that plugged in while it's live or you don't let it discharge, the caps can hold high charges and that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's not, you know, any more dangerous than anything else. So, got a really long screwdriver? No. Yes, I know how this goes, and I do have a workaround. So, got a barbecue time? All right.
For a CoonSet CHER 100.CRTS will not kill you from discharging. But it is how I style my hair. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. All right, so let's go over the fundamental problem with Macs. Every single time you buy a Mac, the following happens. Oh, do you have the keyboard? No, I don't, because the Mac is cute and cool and I kept that, and the keyboard was trash and I got rid of it. So then I look forever for keyboards and I find bucktooth ones because no one respects these keyboards and they're terrible. So it's like, I get that set up, and then it's like, well, that sucks. I don't want that, and I'm probably going to gut this and turn it into a Lisa keyboard at some point. More news at 11.
End of line.
Black Simon and Raiders, hello and welcome. You're about to see the weirdest Mac story of all time. So buckle up, because this is going to get interesting, but I hope your stream was going well. Yeah, probably meant all the cold solder joints on the analog. Ooh, bored. I've got an alarming amount of Macs like that? Okay. Apple didn't believe in arrow keys. They got arrow keys. They just, they're trying to compete with TRS-80 for the weirdest assortment of arrow keys. All right. So you think, that Mac, it didn't come with a keyboard, or that keyboard sucks. You know, maybe the solution is another Mac. See, you'll go, hey, what if I get another Mac? Maybe that one will come with a keyboard. And then it doesn't. And that's like, well, that kind of sucks. I mean, why can't it just come with a keyboard? So you think, I'll keep a lookout. Maybe I can get another Mac. Maybe that one will actually come with a keyboard. So you keep looking and you find another Mac.
CHER 100. How in the anyone beat Commodore with 2 arrow keys for 4 directions? End of line.
2 arrow keys for 4 directions? The HP 85 from 1979 does that. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. The other Mac has different keyboard connector. Is it ADB? Get the wow! Oh, those ones are both ADB. Huh? What do you know? See, Macs are dumb. Like, this one is an SE30, okay? It's got ADB, and I looked this part up before stream. This was apparently the first model that ships with a 144 drive, so it's actually going to be out of contention for this video. But this one on the back literally says 2 800K drives, so, like, it's perfect. It also says 1 megabyte of RAM, okay? But that doesn't matter because it didn't come with a keyboard. So, you know, you get another one. Maybe this one will come with a keyboard. And I think that one actually did. And it came with this, which is another bucktooth broken keyboard. But hey, I got a mouse this time, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not the exact correct mouse, but would this work on a Lisa? Note, I have a Lisa, but I don't have a keyboard or a mouse. Now, the Lisa keyboard's got a whole lot of the, like, it's not mid-century modern, it's...
Power of buying way too many apping Mikitash's CHER 100. End of line.
David, thank you for the 100 bits. It's, what's the Batman Gotham City kind of Gothic architecture? I don't know. It's got the little swoopy doodads on the sides. Anyway, Art Deco, that's it. The Art Deco mouse, okay? Is this compatible with the Art Deco mouse that the Lisa would have came with? Because I think the 144 drive can also do 800K, yes, but that's the thing, is that like it's different. Anyway, not sure about the Lisa. It'll work on the Apple II mouse interface with minor modifications. So I'm not looking to modify the mouse because I got like one, maybe, we'll see. So I got a mouse, so that, you know, we're up a mouse, down the storage space of 4 Macs. So we almost have a keyboard. Downside is if I remember correctly, yeah, we do have enough keys to make one complete keyboard. We don't have enough non-destroyed key stems though, because the stupid stems keep shearing off of these Alps switches or whatever they are, so these are all garbage. So we could maybe build one functional keyboard. You know, one moment. I'm missing a keyboard. Where did that go? That's funny. I forgot I have that incredible stapler. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, somewhere around here I have a the numpad-less version of that. Just, you know, don't worry about it. Anyway, here's an external floppy drive. So if we try to connect a grease weasel to one of these, I think doing it through this will probably make the most sense. So, get RPi Pico keyboard USB converter. Wait, how much? Why? Are people paying a lot of money for those? I haven't actually looked, because I don't care. So I have no idea what the keyboards are worth. So, the story continues. Can I get a keyboard? Well, that's mildly unfortunate. Oh, wait, no, that's totally fine. Right? Or did I just break that? Oh, no, I just broke that. Well, good news is that it's stupid. No one will care. Another SC30. And then, did I find a keyboard? No. So we got another SC30. Did I find a keyboard? Of course not. So we got another Plus. Did I find a keyboard? No. Also, that had a mouse holder thing on the side for like Facebook users in 1987 who would have thought, I'm going to put the mouse on the side of the keyboard or computer when I'm done, but it just broke off because the plastic was like super weak, apparently. I can fix that later if I care. Actually, I'm not the first person to break that. That's been glued back on. Okay, I feel extra less bad. I have this. I have no idea what's in it. Let's find out. It's an unused power cable and buttons.
Arizona streamer lost after wall of Mac collapses. His last words were apparently not a Mac collector. End of line.
Where's the TAM? That's not a real Mac. Okay, so here's the deal. Out of all of these three here in this L shape right there, okay, these are worthless for this project because they're all high density drives. So let's get rid of these because we don't want high density drives. That doesn't help. So we've got these.
David Phantom says by the power of buying way too many apping Mikitash's CHER 100. End of line.
Where's Mac number 8? Why would I buy an 8th one? I'd have to be stupid to do something like that. So none of these are gonna work. Which means instead of concrete blocks, use these. You know what the answer is? It's so obvious. If I want all the stuff for the Mac, buy a complete one. So here's the deal. I've owned this since I bought my Apple II Plus, and I have never looked inside of it. So let's find out what I have, because I didn't care. I wasn't even after this, actually. I was after the 2 Plus. It's not new in box, at least I don't think. But it is in the original box, and I think it has all of the peripherals. So that's a plus, which I guess means 1 megabyte of RAM and maybe some floppy drive. Right there's why none of us can afford to buy an old Mac. No, it's because they're all broken, that's why. What you have in the box is probably a lot of battery corrosion. That would be sad. I know they got that battery door on the back, but let's find out. So, you have an original box, watch there be an Amiga inside? That would be hilarious. All right. Now, the one thing I do know about this, and it's a good thing that I always have a kind of like insistence on doing this. I pick this up from the bottom, all right? And the bottom is open. So we're gonna pull the contents out through the bottom, I guess, maybe. Because the top has been taped like 12 different times. And I don't really feel like removing or adding any more tape to this. Which is kind of unfortunate, because I think that's the original tape on the bottom that was cut. Oh, you guys have seen Cool S, but have you seen Super Cool S? All right, let's see what we got in here. I'm pretty sure you're definitely supposed to pull this out through the bottom. Okay, I found a cable. So we've got something. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing here, obviously. So let's do this. I don't want to hurt anything. So let's put the box on top of a blanket. So whatever I pull out isn't drug across the wood in case that ends up happening. I also don't know. Okay, that was what I was hoping, fearing kind of would happen. So there's some stuff in there. There's an apple in the styrofoam. I'm just gonna point that out. Accidentally buy sealed Mac. Okay, so it's a really short cable. And then this one's a less short cable. It's still not the Art Deco mouse. So this is another M100. Okay. So we got another mouse. This is the big deal. Is this a bucktooth keyboard? Let's find out. Because that's probably dead, but this may... Oh, it's perfect! Yes! Finally! It only took buying one still in the box. Okay, so man, it is not unused. So we can see there is some goo on the feet. Or is that just dust? Is this thing perfect? It's dusty. How is it dusty? Okay, there is some schmoo on the keyboard, so I'm pretty sure it's not brand new. Like, that would be weird. I would almost feel bad for all those people who actually care and like Macs, so I'd be the weirdo who ends up with like one that's perfect. The mouse is for sure not perfect. It's dirty. Matter of fact, I think it was used by... This is strange. Well, I mean, it's not really strange, but it's like, you know, environmental storytelling. I'm pretty sure whoever owned this Mac and used it was left-handed, because there is a noticeable smudge right here where your thumb would go from your left hand. You wouldn't really, I mean, I guess you could do that, but I don't know. I wonder if this was a left-handed Mac user. All right, let's look at the computer itself. Oh, wait, what's this thing? I think the mouse goes in there. That's your included Apple power strip. Okay, one computer, which looks dusty, definitely not perfect. Okay, let's get the answer, because I think this is...
CHEER 100. I use my mouse ambidextrously to even out the dirt. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for 100 bits. All right, so we got one battery. And it's a weird, like, chunky battery. And it's flawless. So we're good. Nothing, no damage. Boom. Again, I understand the irony of the person who, like, cares the absolute least about Macs getting one that's, like, perfect. Let's keep on rolling. We got this. It didn't come with the thing. Good thing I got the thing. There we go. Keep all that dirt nice and safe down there. Okay. It's the only Mac on the planet with no battery corrosion. Cherish it. The leaking SMD caps on the board. Is that endemic to all compact Macs, or is that just the classic too? Because I literally have no idea. Okay, so we might actually have enough stuff here to do this. This is fantastic. All right, let's take this out. We will return this. I so desperately want to blow on this, but instead I will be smart. Bet you've never seen someone vacuum styrofoam before. Basically every computer with SMD caps from the 90s. Well, I mean, I don't know if they have SMD caps because they're 80s. That's the thing. All right, let's get all the foam back in. And then we got to answer the question of, do we actually want to... Oh, like sticker on there. That's weird. What's the deal with that? It passed, though. Let's see. Only people you ever see vacuum a piece of styrofoam. Whenever I open a package, you end up vacuuming styrofoam? I guess I can see that. Wait, what? Desiac? You cleaned? I can see floor? It's been that way for a long time. I wanted to clean even more today, actually, but someone had to go and collect all 8 Macs in the office. By the way, fun fact, that's not actually all of them. I have more in storage. Those are just the ones that are in the office. And maybe even just the ones in the office that I knew where were. Or all I know, there's some that are just like hiding out somewhere else. All right. Mac. Oh, okay. Well, it works out that I got the... so this actually did not come with that box one. But it did come with this, which I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to actually put it in there. You stick in the back right here, and then it gives you the buttons for like, what are they, reset and interrupt? Oh my gosh, no wonder people didn't use Macs. You have to manually push the IRQ button all the time whenever you want peripherals to switch over. That's so much work. Gosh. Okay, what's an original Apple cable look like? So we got ridges and has like the most boring cable of all time. Wait, it literally had oil poured on it. It's not like just yellow because something... Wow, it's like actually oily in there. Ew. Okay, well, whatever. So it looks like there should be an operating system in here. One moment, let me go see if I have Mac Plus documents. Maybe I'm lucky. Let's see. All right, so I see an Apple CD. Oh my gosh, that all just exploded. That's all Classic 2. Yeah, that's Classic 2. We don't want that. That's boring. What have I got over here? Any Apple stuff? Let's see. Compact, Texas Instrument. Half of the world's supply, TRS-80. That's Apple II. That's a lot of Apple II. Holy moly, I got a bunch of Apple II stuff. That one's some kind of Commodore. What's these spiral bound things? National Instruments. HP. Okay, I may not have the Apple Plus documentation and operating system. So that might be what we try to write. Maybe I have it somewhere. I don't know. I didn't see it though. All right. Do Macs still include stickers? A cheap fractional set of $1,000 plus computers. Yeah. All right. If you collect all the Macs, does it Dragon grant you a wish? All right, in all honesty, I actually didn't buy most of those. So no, I have not been spending, I don't know, what are they worth? Like $10 each? Dozens of dollars on these. I'm just gonna say I got a hookup. But it's only good for compact Macs. Now, there was actually, I probably did buy a lot of them. I'm just gonna say, there was a really weird Craigslist deal I got to do one time from someone who had like an entire warehouse that had a lot of Macs. Like, this is nothing. And through a series of events, I ended up with a portion of those. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So I didn't pay all that much money for them. Let's see. I'm trying to think about how I want to proceed here, because I think we should open that and look at the floppy drive next. So Macintosh reset, kind of, but more like Macintosh hoarder. Computer reset at least had a reason and a more narrow focus. You know what? We're going to use a blanket. This was just a dude who like lived at government auctions and just bought everything that went for cheap or was even remotely computer related. All right, so what I was being asked about earlier is the Mac Cracker, which is a screwdriver that has to go all the way deep in there. And the answer to that is, who needs a screwdriver when you have a Dremel? No, I'm just kidding. We're just gonna put a bunch of extension tubes on my random cheap screwdrivers and hope that it reaches. Where are those? Here we go. So I've got this. Man, I should buy a second one of these because then I could put two of them in there. Boom. See? Not that bad. I forget what bit type that is. It's way down in there. Oh my gosh. So I've not opened one of these since the Mac Classic. So forgive me when I get everything wrong and don't recognize it. Oh, DZ, I guess what every $15 screwdriver set on Amazon is. Is that an Allen wrench? It's hard to tell. Yeah, I think it's just Allen. Okay, that's easy. Didn't Paul Allen work at Microsoft, though? Isn't that kind of like, you know, a crime? All right. You guys are calling out like numbers, but who puts the bits back in the correct spot? Am I right? So we're just going to put it's Torx. Maybe they were Torx. They don't look like it anymore. All right. Well, if you're telling me it's Torx, we can try Torx. Yoink. Uh-oh. That was easy. I'm not the first person to get into here. Nice red wire hanging off the ceiling. That is a string, so I don't hit my head on the shade every single time I walk past it. It is very common that I'm looking straight down when I'm carrying something and I can't see it. So the string is so that I can actually see where that is. Your multimeter, see if the, well, just for that, I don't want to use a multimeter. You're putting like restrictions on how to do it. I'm going to put like a RV bulb or something on it. Why is this like not moving? The bolt is spinning. A nice bright visible reminder. Again, the problem is when I'm looking down and I don't see it. Is it captive? I mean, it's free to go if it really wants to. I'm not going to hold it back if it has its own dreams and desires, but it is just a screw, so. Do the threads pull off? Maybe on the front. I don't know. Yeah, if the plastic has left the building, that's going to be a problem.
Who says CHER 100 and RV Belter tested? Where are you going to find a belt with the GPIB interface?
That's fair. All right, that's a screw. That one came out. This is a Mac, and I don't know Macs, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab a used sheet of paper, and we're gonna treat this like a car. That's a dry erase marker. That'd be kind of rude. One moment. There we go. Okay. Someone's put some stuff on the floor. Now I'm tripping on it. Rude someone's. Okay. Okay. So we got one down here, and then one down here, and then one up there. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I just discovered the best cheat code ever. Holy moly. All the mechanics are going back to tractor feed paper after this. You're not even prepared for this level of brilliance. Look at that. Built-in screw storage. right. You just realized that? I'm sorry, I've never put a screw through the tractor feed hole on the paper before. Yes, I've poked holes in paper and done it that way, but this has them built in. All right, now maybe this will pull off. Probably not, though, just to spite me. Ah, no, there we go. Whee! Okay. Now, unlike a TRS-80, we don't have to worry about the CRT kerploding, which is nice. All right. So, is there anything loose in here? Oh, wait. First, we have to find out if the lucky person... Oh, my gosh. It's a 1 in a million one. It's autographed by all the people who worked on it. Oh, my gosh. I could sell this on eBay for $100,000. That's crazy. Whoa. Look at all the... You can't even see them in there. My gosh. There we go. That made it even worse. There we go. Whoa, it's crazy. It was autographed. It's a one of a kind. No way. Whoa. I think I like screwed up the white balance here somehow. No? Yeah, weird. It's coated in high-grade silver. All right, let's set that aside. Does that have the paw print from the dev's dog? What? Never heard of that. I don't see anything like that. If it would be in the embossing on the back. It has an actual production scribble on the bottom, though. Yeah, I don't see a paw print. I know what I have exactly. Like the dove's paw print is a joke? Okay. All right, so my main focus here, actually, let's put these up here. My main focus is to get the floppy drive out and inspect that and service it, and then we'll probably pull the logic board off and look at the caps. Okay. Okay, I kind of am in love with this. This is hilarious. All right. So, floppy drive. Oh my gosh, why did they put screws on both sides? Jerks? What, are you supposed to remove the analog board to get the floppy drive out? Or do you remove the logic board? I think you remove the logic board, and then you undo these screws. And then you can pull it out. Okay, we'll probably have to do it that way. Get a microscope on the solder joints? I don't know what you're talking about. They got this thing over here. They're perfectly fine. See no evil, hear no evil, sparks no evil. Okay. Pop this off. I don't think I need directions for where that goes. If I get that wrong, then I don't deserve to compute. All right. Okay, this Mac doesn't work. Because someone watched Tecmone, I think. I have never seen so much weird residue on a PCB that clearly was wet and then dripped off. So I think someone tried the dishwasher method to restore this thing. And maybe their dishwasher still had like, you sure that's flux? Because that does not seem right. I've never seen flux look like that with the drips. It's not mold. There's nothing on here for it to eat. Or eat. This is why distilled water exists? Yeah, this is flux plus water. That sounds really weird. Any rust on the connector shells? No, but that doesn't necessarily mean it would have rusted. Looks like hard water deposits, that's what I'm saying. Hard water deposits or unsaturated, like distilled cleaning fluid. What is with this line, too? Almost like it was slid in and out of something. Well, there's a way of answering this. The Krusty Mac? Oh, Krusty the Mac, yeah. The one that spent its life buried underground? Yeah. That they keep saying, oh, one of these days it'll die, and then they just keep, Ship of Theseusing it. You slide the board. I know that, but it shouldn't ever scratch this far up. There's nothing to scratch right there. That's what's weird. Anyway, this is what, a Mac Plus? This is a Mac Plus 1 megabyte. If only we had reference material. Wait, this is ADB? Wait. Or, oh no, it plugs in the, oh, wait, what the heck? Oh, printer and phone. Okay, I was like, how does the RJ keyboard plug into there? I don't, Mac. All right, let's crack this thing open, see what we got in there. If you didn't believe me before, maybe you do now. This is not a prank. It's not a play. I don't know, Max. All right, let's pop this back here so we can join the dot in maybe one day being put back together. Okay, did this one blow up? There is some battery corrosion, but it's not like the end of the world. It's just a little tiny bit. So it'll be fine. All right, let's get this one open. What are you not changing? Oh, that was white balance. All right, let's draw another happy little Mac. One here, one there, and a handle, and one there, and one there. Okay. You know, I can just pre-arrow these. Oh, boop. 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 And then boop and boop. Okay. All right, let's answer the question. Is it, does that flux and they're all like that, or is it, like weird service stuff? Reefa Madness? I don't know. Are there Reefas? Hey, this one came out. Weird. Okay, that was that one. Yoink. Does this one want to come out? Let's find out. 2 Mac Pluses on my bench, and miraculously the Reefas are okay. Hold on. Reefas. Oh, there are tiny little Reefas on there. What do you know? I don't see any giant ones. This thing smells weird. All right. Do you think a solder smells as good as the Apple III stuff? Don't know. It's a similar era, isn't it, actually? I love how little I know about Macs. '86, so 1 year before this. By the way, you can be proud that I know that the Mac Plus came out in 1987 because it said it on that box. And I read it right before stream, like, oh, I'll be able to know one whole thing. All right. There's no doodad on there. I know to watch out for that. Come on. Arrgh. I remember this sucking on the Classic. So this is more in line with what I was expecting. Oh, this sounds disgusting. There we go. All right. Moment of truth. Drum roll, please. Is it nope, this one looks fine. That is what I would have expected to see. Oh my gosh, that's so different. Wow. So, unless they had different production processes throughout the years, we've got horrendous abuse, and somehow the one from the school was fine. Grotesque abomination. Boring tutor machine. You know, the boards are actually slightly different. The solder mask is a different kind on there. So if they were actually produced at different board houses, that could explain it. Summon ultrasonic cleaner? You know, I actually could. You know, mildly concerning here. There's a little bit of surface corrosion on this metal, but not on this metal. It probably still works, but should we even try? Trying to look for all the reefas that are... I mean, I see the two tiny ones. Where's this other one? Why is the speaker on the... I guess it's analog. It's power, video, and audio, I suppose. That just seems weird. Oh, they're not all the same.
Who says CHEER 100? This board was made in the Irish facility. Explains the Guinness stains on the board. And line.
Okay, so I was looking at this one. So that's what was being described here. There's a big old reefa right there, so no power in that one. But this one has a dipped one, so that's different. This one has the dipped brand one on there, and then this one has it on both. That one's got blue caps. This one has orange caps. But two tiny reefas, yeah, but like, you know, they'll only explode a little bit. All right. Check the PSU and analog boards. Well, that's what I was doing there. That's what that is. All right. They can only fail once? Exactly, yeah. Or if somebody took a crack at it? I don't think so. In that regard. I do think it was dishwashered, though. I wonder if we'll see anything on the top side. All right, first we got to see, does this one... Wow, this is a completely different coating inside. Huh. This one's dull. Like, you guys will actually be able to see it in there. The other one was shiny. So they're definitely different production batches. Okay, so maybe there are some manufacturing differences. Perhaps it could be Flux. I don't know. They all do, Cosmic. Like, as long as you have the right model, they all do. It's not actually special in any way. And let's put that on there. That's conductive coating? Yeah, but the other one has it too. It's just shiny. This one's the, like, thicker, I don't know, magnesium or whatever it is. That's cool. You can actually see it kind of cracking in the paint here. Like, the coating was not consistent in the spray. All right, let's put this one back together. We don't need to cross-pollinate parts. I already don't know which door goes to which. I'm going to guess that the stained one goes to the other stained one, though. All right. There we go. All right. Oh, wait. Put the screws in first. That'll be a good idea. All right. So first up, let's do the one. Okay, I kind of really love this screw setup. Although I might regret not taking the floppy drive out of this one, but I do have the external, which I'd probably rather service the external drive before second internal. Focus? Ah, you want to be able to see things. Gosh, so needy. It's really hard to get the exposure right due to the angle of the lighting. There's just not a lot I can do about it. There we go. Open the other Macs? No, I refuse. There we go. And what other Macs? You got to be more specific, because after this we've got an SE30, an SE, a 512K, a Classic 2. That's in the other room. I actually have two Classic 2s. The same person who sold me this one in the box, well, that one in the box, also sold me a Classic 2 in the box. Okay, I guess that's 10 total Macs in the office. I just didn't count the Classics because they're like, they're way too new. That has the paw print. Open up the SC30? No, absolutely not. Not a Mac collector? No, I'm not a Mac collector, but don't consider what the other option is for collector that is someone who isn't a collector, who has a lot of thing. They're parts units. That's it. They're all parts units. All right. At least open the SE30s, remove the leaky caps for the motherboards. We're talking multiple hours of work to do all this stuff you guys are suggesting. It's not going to take like 5 minutes for us to get through that and then back to the actual task at hand. Oh, this is also a Mac Plus over here. Let me just double check it doesn't have a battery. It does. Let me pull it out. Why is that one in a different direction? Am I crazy? Or was the other one in backwards? Wasn't it black stripe towards the bottom on the other one? Was the other battery in backwards? Now rewind the VOD. So I swear the other one was in backwards. Why is the energizers like, that one's a little leaky, just like barely starting. I can just wipe that off right now. My gosh, that typewriter was disgusting. Let me just reuse that paper towel for this real quick. So, Digital Ice Age, here's the thing. I genuinely don't know what I should or should not go for Macs like this. So I've had several opportunities where it's like, you want these Macs? And it's like, I guess. Because I don't know. Especially with the floppy drives being suicidal. It seems like a good idea to just hoard them. Also, for the record, these floppy drives are like $150 each on eBay for some reason. I have no idea why. So, like, yeah, when I say parts, I'm not being entirely facetious. All right. Pull this board out, which means we got to undo connectors. I want to say it looks easier to unplug it from the analog board, but then we still have to unplug it from the logic board because it goes through metal bits on there. So I'm going to unplug the floppy drive here because that cable's small enough to easily go through there. Then I'm going to unplug this, but I'm going to take a picture. Oh, I meant to take a picture of the connectors on the other one because I don't trust that these are actually in there correctly. Well, hopefully they're keyed or something so that I can like actually tell. All right, click. Wet, I have zero experience with these at all, so you may know that they're easy to fix or whatnot. I don't know that. And again, there's like 35 different versions of these stupid things, so it's like I don't ever know. Oh gosh, that's always terrifying. It does feel like it'd be really easy to slip and then just kill the CRT. I don't know which ones are the ones to go for, so it's like if I have an opportunity to get one, I'm just going to take it until I know what I actually like would want. Okay, I think I'm going to be safe pulling that out through there. So, how does that just slides? Okay, that's easy enough. Let me find something to put this on once it's out. Some ESD bubble wrap over here. Oh my gosh, that's huge. Well, I didn't want that much, but I guess, oh well. Neither of us have a time. Don't break the tube with the unplug? Yeah. Put it on the floor? No, the board. It's easy to kill the CRT? Yeah, I could tell. I'm real nervous about it. This is way too much ESD space. I don't need this much. Jeez. There we go. All right. Oh, it's got an AMD processor. Traders. All right. I'm still only after the floppy drive, though. I don't actually care about that yet. If Capital already buying Macs is probably an okay investment, they'll resell for more. It's not what I do with this stuff ever, though. I have never sold a vintage computer. I just think that through. Yeah, I have never sold one. I've given them away, never sold one. AMD SCSI controller. Well, that's not as fun as saying it's an AMD CPU. All right, it's threaded metal. I don't think these are going to stick as well in this, but we'll still do it for giggles. So, you know what? They're probably all exactly the same. It's not like the plastic case where there's going to be different depths. So what's the cell you speak of? Exactly. All right, I am really curious if this has not been tried. If my hypothesis that the gear will be fine if we lubricate the motor first. Because I suspect that there's nothing wrong with the gears, it's just that the mechanisms are seized because of the terrible grease that Sony used. So, don't let the floppy cage fall and break the tube. That's a good point. I should avoid that happening. There, hold it on by the twist tie until I get all the screws out. Recently bought a C64. I have no idea what to do with. I agree. I don't know. I just have a more difficult time figuring out what to do with the pre-PC era of computers, let's say, that are much more entertainment oriented. Because if you don't already like that entertainment, it's real hard to go back to it. All right. One floppy drive. Oh, Digital Ice Age, I did see your message about the belt-driven floppy drive. That was funny. Definitely one of those times where I've done too many videos. Can't even fathom the idea. I already encountered it. All right. Let's have a look-see at this thing.
Loriku says CHEER 101 floppy drive. End of line.
Yes, except I got like, I don't know, how many of them? Probably like 7, because one of them's got 2 of them in it. But not all of them have these. Oh my gosh. Always oil the motor first? Yeah. Well, not the motor, more the mechanisms. We'll see when we get in there. I suspect the motor isn't the issue. The OAD30 series of drives have a lot of metal slides that are lubricated that rub up against each other. So there is a high surface area of lubricated metal. And the lubricant just kind of turns into glue over time. So it holds all of the surfaces together. So if that is true about this floppy drive as well, then when it is trying to eject the disk, it will try to push against all of those glued together metal surfaces and it will just destroy itself. So, all right. Let's see. So it's very different from the OAD30 series already. It's more like a 2/3 height drive for one. There are some slides, but the motor here is the critical thing. This is a different motor setup than would have been used on the OAD30s, which do have an optional motor space, but this one is completely different. All right. Wow, that's a complicated gearbox in there. Geez. I would like to disconnect the motor if I can, but first, I'm going to take some pictures of this drive because I tried to look up the drives for the 800K Max and I could find nothing. So we're gonna wow, look at that rubber pad in there, fancy. We're gonna take some photos of this, put them up on TT Wiki because yeah, there ain't squat. So let me get this out of here. how to take these apart and clean them. I'm not that concerned about it. I've worked on a lot of floppy drives. Let me grab my photography stuff. Where did I put all that? There it is. Alrighty. I am going to need some actual lights in here, but I can get those in a moment. Okay. Just so you guys can enjoy your own little photography show. By the way, this box is how I did the thumbnail and intro shot for the 8514 video. It's going to get real bright real fast in there. Okay, well, the downside to having that stool over here is that I also have the other stools over here, and all of the stools are too many stools. Yeah. All right. All right, first things first, let's make the background disappear. Poof. There we go. It's a little more like that nuclear explosion in the Terminator. But it'll work. This one sheet of paper here is trying to really annoy me. Oh, this one got bent. That's what's going on. Oh, it's bright in here all of a sudden. Oh, my eyes. There we go. Oh, I can't see anymore. All right, let me go get the other one. It's not a flashbang, it's just bang. That never ends. Oh my gosh, it's so bright I can see it illuminating through the foam board. Thing I knew would happen happened. One moment. I had to take some stuff down out of the way to get that boxed Mac out. And things happened. Where's my stuff? So why is it so hot in here all of a sudden? You know what? I'm taking off the outer shirt. It's hot. It's probably going to rain today as well, so it's humid. I don't need to have 12 layers on. This'll work. Air conditioning just kicked on. It's not like you guys are going to be able to see me in a second anyway. Hey, camera. Wow. Okay. There we go. Much better. PPE, everyone. You're wearing an overshirt? I always wear an overshirt because I don't want my mic cable, the mic cable, I don't want it touching my skin. So I wear 2 shirts with a mic cable, one going between. All right, I don't want that one actually, well, I want it on max brightness. Hold on. There we go. I don't want it casting shadows. This one's only at 43%. There we go. All right, I'm going to get a lens cloth to wipe off phone before I start taking pictures. Okay, 50 megapixel times 5. All right. Phone, you're bad at this. Okay, no sunglasses during this part. All right, that'll work. Well, let's use the phone camera. I mean, it's a really good phone camera. You're not going to think that the photos are bad. Additionally, well, I mean, I do actually have the DSLR here. That's the problem is I never have a battery for this. We can't find a battery eliminator. Battery's not going to be charged. The battery is charged. What? Is this ready to go? Hold on. Maybe we will use the DSLR. Why is the battery charged? I mean, there's not a lot of variation in dollar store foam board stuff. All right. All right, the camera says, "Oh God, my eyes! Why? Ah!" And then the sensor was, there we go. Yeah, look. You can't even see it. It's so bright. Okay, hold on. F5, that's probably a little low. I'm going to set it to F8. And then it looks like maybe 1250 ISO or shutter. Let's see. Ooh, that seems good. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, that was a good shot. My gosh, that thing is actually hot from being in the lights. I want to set it upright now. Oh, it'll just set upright. Okay, that'll work. That angle does not really work. I am liking this. I can't tell when it's too dark because my eyeballs are like on fire. Will it not focus like super close? Am I at the maximum? Oh, that is. Okay, I need to get farther back. Which kind of hurts my objective here. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Why? Why would someone do this? Ugh. There we go. Yeah, I don't need the 10 shots at different... Well, I just review the photos. That's what it is. Determine on the spot if they need reshot. That one was just ever so slightly blurry. You guys ever want to feel what it's like to be a sniper? Don't go like to a gun range. Get yourself a telephoto lens and try and shoot something from far away. All right. I would not mind some side shots. Gosh, it is so hot getting in front of those lights. I'm like not even exaggerating. They are super duper hot. Oh, that came out well. All right, now I want one going down the floppy hole. All right, and this can't do close up. With this lens, but through, no, I don't have a light field camera. I've been trying to buy a Lytro for so long. Oh my gosh. So fun fact, I'll probably never buy a Lytro. Is it Lytro or Lytra? I can never remember. Probably never buy one because apparently all of the batteries are toast. Okay, you know what's bright when you put your reversing ring macro lens camera on and you have it at a f11 and it's bright enough that I didn't even change the shutter speed. No, but it looks very different through that. So I'm going to back that off a little bit. ISO, bump. That's not how you bump ISO.
They subscribe for 52 months. And says, hey, Shelby, I sent you a message on Discord. You don't have to respond now, but please let me know what you think when you have the chance. End of line.
Okay, I will. I'm blocking the light. Only kind of. Oh, gosh. I don't know how to change the ISO. There we go. I'm going to bump that up to 2500. Oh, that worked. Yeah, there we go. Headshot. Just, you know, not that kind. Do I need these particular photos? No, but they're kind of fun. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize this had the micro switches on it. What's the other one for? Obviously, there's presence detect. No, I mean right lock. What's the other one? Is the other one just presence detect? All right. Is there anything else? Oh, I did want to get this gear. Macro lens is kind of overkill for this, but whatever. That was too bright. I'm going to click that down a couple of apertures. There we go. All right, let's go review some photos. Also turn off some lights so I can stop sweating. Oh my God, it's so hot in here now. Jeez. Gosh. Ugh. Okay, maybe my eyeball's gonna recover now. Lytro, okay. Ugh. But yeah, I would love a light field camera. I think that would be one of the coolest things ever. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do you have the baby one or the real one? Schmide, out of curiosity. Because I think the baby ones are good. It's just the big ones that are dying. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ilum 2. Okay, that's the square one, I believe. The big one. What's the small one? I don't remember. All right, let's go recover. I mean, process photos. Oh, I wonder if I shot these in RAW. Uh-oh. I don't remember how I have this configured. I think I have it set up for JPEG. Oh my gosh, dude. Holy moly. Okay. That was that. Blah. All right. It was the light. It bleached out all the color. It was too bright. It burned off the print too. Where's the SD card reader? Real life HDR is too intense. Yeah, that was actually a little more than I thought it was after extended exposure. I'm used to getting the bright light in my face for the whole stream. That took it to another level. There's the SD card reader. Oh my gosh. Whew. All right, let's find out if I have to use DaVinci Resolve or not for this. Oh, I don't have that installed on here, so if I do, I'm in trouble. Okay, they're just JPEGs. Perfect. Let's look at this headshot. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Look at it. You can, wow, you can actually see the wear on it. Dang. Why don't I like RAWs? I forgot to push the button that sets it to RAW. There you go. That's the only reason I didn't shoot it in RAW. Where is this from? From the camera I have over there. Okay. Yeah, these are what I was hoping to see the other day when I was trying to figure out what this thing is. So maybe that could have been better, but why is there no... Oh, control right click and zoom out. Okay. I guess it focused on the bottom. Maybe we redo that shot, which sucks, but whatever. That one's good. We can get detail back out of that. There's enough there. Okay. That was the shot I was trying to go for. So a little soft up front. I guess even f8 on that lens really isn't that much depth of focus. Just means I need more light. It was already ISO 800 too, so it wasn't like it was super low. There we go. That looks way better.
ANGRYK9 subscribed at tier 2. They've subscribed for 16 months. End of line.
Oh, first off, Taters Games, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 52. That's 52 months. I appreciate that. And Angry Canine, thank you for the tier 2 sub there and for 16 months. I appreciate that as well. Oh my gosh. I really don't want to go take more photos right now. But this one sucks. And the 3/4 one doesn't have enough depth of field. I really like how visible the springs are here and how crystal clear the model number is, MFD51W, which I believe is the full model number. I think we can confirm that down here. No, I think that's for the motor, though. I love the little weird Sony board just sticking up over there. Oh yeah, that was the other one, because I noticed you can see the coils behind the head. Use a longer lens and move back. Properties, details. Oh, it didn't record the... Oh wait, that was macro. Hold on. Yeah, that one shouldn't have recorded any details. Properties, details, 262 millimeters focal length on that shot. So it really just needs more aperture, which would have been nice for these switches as well. Well, we can flip the Happy New Year 2009. What? Oh, is this? Yeah, the date wasn't set. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Really don't want to go take more photos right now. That was brutal. I feel like it's a particularly good drive too, though, to take the pictures of, because it's pretty clean, despite having some issues. So I'm going to guess, just speculation, this is what's going to be seized. That seems like the highest surface area contact. This probably rides down here. I would not be surprised. So this is actually a bearing here. So that might be seized. Same thing on the other side. That's probably seized. The bearing there is probably seized. This bearing is probably seized. You can see a little hair there. I need to wear some shades. Yeah, but then I can't see the screen. I have sunglasses sitting over there because I was trying to do that. Oh yeah, the gear shot. Yeah. So is this the gear that blows up? Because I don't actually know. Because that one looks fine. Or is there another one in here? Because clearly this is not the one that's connected to the motor, unless there's a belt or something stupid in there. And I doubt that, or else the belt would be the thing that dies. Gears inside the black box, yeah. I was just curious which one blows up. There's a gear in there. Okay. Okay, the gear inside of that is what dies. All right. I want to recreate this shot and the PCB shot. So I think I'm going to do the PCB shot by putting it on its side instead. Because then I can lean down a little more, shoot it a little more straight on. That'll work out better. Oh, when I say explode, I'm being dramatic. Because it's not like literally going to detonate in there. It's just, that's the part that, you know, Ripperoni just like kicks the bucket. They made one gear out of weaker plastic as a sacrificial gear. It's not a, like, power window. Why? Oh, yeah. I did. Is one of these a presence detect and the other one is a right lock? Is that what this is? Because I don't understand why there's two switches. That part's messing with me. Yes? Okay. Just for kicks, so you guys can understand dark mode, is this going to change the actual background? No, of course not. So you can understand the kind of trickery we can do here. So we can go into GIMP, we can go into levels, and then what we can do is you can see this area to the right. If we just pull that there, all of the white gets completely crushed, and then we can rebalance the rest of it. And then we have a fully isolated, completely white background. And what I could even do to demonstrate that is I can grab the fill tool over here, and I can set the threshold to the minimum, and then fill it with black, and you'll see how much white we actually get. So there's a little bit of shadow there, and then I would probably crop that or fill that in all with white. But that's the level of isolation that we can get with this kind of setup, which is super duper handy. And we don't have to do any like weird feathering nonsense. It's kind of perfect. So if I shoot with RAWs, I can do that a little better still. But it's kind of funny also, we're like right up against what the sensor can do here, but clearly it's not like actually white. I don't know why. All right, I want to reshoot 2 shots with wider aperture. Go try that. An area about the same size setup as permanent. It's so easy to make it collapsible with what I did. So this is just the foam board setup that I made for that TV light box, but the TV sucked for lighting, so I don't use that anymore. I use the 2-point lights. One, it would actually be better if I had 3, but yeah, I'm not buying a 3rd or a 5th, I should say, Amran 200D for this. Because the trick is I have one light pointed directly at the back to make sure that that's as blown out as possible. So that's how it's set up. I'm gonna go blow my nose and switch over to the other shot. Oh wait, I can't mute it because I didn't remember to click all the buttons before the start of stream. You know what? Let's just try this. Hold on. All right, there we go. That was the sneeze alarm. All right. I am going to, first off, go put the SD card back in the camera. That would be, ow. I hit my head because I was looking down at the camera and I didn't see the light. I'm not kidding. I hit my head on that light shade all the time, and it's really bad for the mount. So the red string is really not without warrant. You can see it's gone. It's not even pointed this direction now. Time to make the string reach the floor. Yeah, but then it's always going to be visible. Everyone's going to complain about it constantly. Blame the guy who put that light there. Blame the roof for being so low. Stupid short people making plans for how buildings are made. Gosh. Okay, I'm going to set it to F13. And I'm going to put the shutter speed at 1/640th or whatever. I'm also going to go into the menu. I'm going to set the time. I don't care about the time. Time is worthless. Image quality, JPEG normal plus RAW. That's my usual preferred way to do it. Because then when I'm super lazy, I can not deal with RAW, but then when I feel guilty later, I still have the RAW to go back. How tall am I? 6'2". All right, let's try this again. Now you feel over 6 feet tall and short for your family. Yeah, it's... I'm not going to say, oh, being tall sucks, but the world is not designed for people who are tall. Or all Americans this small. All right. Oh, it's so bright again. Okay. Bro, focus. Oh my gosh, every time. You know what? Screw it. I'm setting a time. You know what? Never mind. It just left the time setting menu. Get out of live view. No one wants live view. That was way too bright. Yeah, oh, I'm still at ISO 3 trillion. 1000. There we go. What's that look like? All right, I'm going to focus on the spindle. See what that looks like. The sensors still aren't really in focus. My gosh. Okay. F20. Why not? And then I'll bump up ISO to 2000. I don't know if that's going to be necessary, but we'll find out. That did it. Okay. That shot sucked. That'll do. Okay. Catch up on chat and not blow up my eyes. Oh my gosh. Moved to the Netherlands where 6 foot is just average for both men and women. Completely okay at 5'2". He had to duck all kinds of old buildings at 5'10". Oh gosh. For 7 feet tall? Yeah, that's just way too much. Like Conan O'Brien is like what, 6'7" or something? That's too much. Okay. Now let's do this. I'm gonna be fun and turn the motor on its side. That way the label's upright. All right. Oh my gosh, it's bright. That's not in focus, and the world is flat and space is a lie and, you know, whatever. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, that almost even works better because the Sony chips are all put that direction so you can actually read the labels. It's just the silk screen goes the other direction. All right, anything else I want while I'm doing this angle? You know, I'm just going to do a quick and dirty 3/4 of this angle. I didn't do that last time. That'll work. I kind of want to do a tight one. All right, that'll do. Whew. There's hissing audio in the VOD. The air conditioner. Yeah, I'm not turning off the air conditioner. There is one potential thing. I mean, here's the downside. Do you guys want, I mean, maybe, hold on, let me make it not black. I can add an expander. I won't add noise suppression, though. Okay, so this is normal talking. Okay, so that would probably be a pretty aggressive expander. Now it's robot voice. I do not believe you. Man, it is super aggressive there. Okay, so that would make it so that they're lying. Yeah, I assumed. So super quiet stuff would be super quiet there. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to make it 3-1. Well, what's 4-1 look like? Yeah, that'll be it. You know what? Screw it. I don't care. I'm disabling the expander. The noise is minus 35 dB. It's fine. Everyone can deal with it. Yeah, the other fun part is I still have the 50 hertz buzz going through. It's minus 55 dB though, so no one can really hear it. All right, let's look at the photos. Yeah, so Saren, that's how I feel. I really don't like over-aggressive volume normalization that causes an audio source that has a noisy background to constantly jump in and out. It can also mess with like Bluetooth headphones and stuff, which can be even more annoying. I honestly almost kind of like just a tiny amount of analog static. It's being hot out, I just needed some water. Ugh. All right. Who can hear pin drops? 50 hertz. It's more like I tried to get it as low as possible and 50 hertz would still be transmitted. All right. I did not do squat. Okay. Workstation. Okay. All right. We got one camera here. And we're going to plug in a card. People who edit out every brief silence, yeah. You'll be happy to know that when I'm editing, I do edit out silences, but not in that way. I edit out with the intention of maintaining a flow. So I speak in patterns, and I will make sure that I maintain those patterns when I do recording. So I got to record room tone if you're going to do noise gating. Yeah. All right, that's the wrong folder. There we go. We got some nefs. Now, here's the problem with these. Darktable sucks. I'm actually curious how it is going to handle this. So the problem with Darktable is that we have the noise here, and there is like no denoise in Darktable. Sure, there's a button over here. My gosh, why is this like illegibly faint? There is a denoise setting in here, but it's really not great. Well, maybe I've been using it wrong all the time. That's almost good. Okay, so high frequency. What does this even look like? Wait, are we able to add noise too? Are we denoising? In this case, yes. Yeah, so you can see the chroma noise there especially. So this is the stuff that Darktable sucks at getting rid of, in my experience. So it's got rid of the chroma noise. But we're not really doing much with the luminance noise. Well, coarse, fine. I mean, fine is like per pixel, so let's look at... Yeah, it's really not helping me a whole lot here. What if I just crank it? Yeah, I mean... Maybe I could tune it to this exact sensor, but this is... Blah. Meanwhile, on JPEG, you don't see this because it just doesn't do enough DTC or DCT transforms or whatever to be able to capture that. So it's just like JPEG's like, I give up. Switch to the what? Hold on. Is this reset? Reset. Doop. No, these don't really seem to do anything either. Need 1 hour long exposure? Yeah. So, Silent Searchlight. The way that RAWs work is you get an XMP file next to it. It's called a sidecar. You never actually modify the RAW file. What you do is you save a history of changes that you do to the file that are then reapplied to it the next time you load the sidecar file. So it's basically a recipe of how you want it to work. So it's a lossless editing process that works on bitmap data. So yeah, that's one of the other benefits to editing RAW. In theory, there's literally no reason you couldn't edit a non-RAW file this way. They just don't take as well to it. But yeah, so here's the real answer. I added these into DaVinci Resolve, which has way better everything. Anyway. We're just going to edit the JPEGs for now because I don't have DaVinci Resolve installed on this computer and I do not want to download it. ISO 2000 is pretty high, yes, but if we look at the corresponding JPEG, so that was NEF 20, and we open this in GIMP, we'll see that the way that the Nikon outputs it, so the chroma noise is not as bad. That's, you know what, that's actually not too far off. of what just the chroma noise filter looked like. Huh, maybe I've been too harsh on raw therapy. Or Darktable. Which one's the better one? I never remember. You know what? Just for kicks, I'm going to try this again. Darktable. I think Darktable is the preferable one. All right, let's try this one more time. Gonna denoise on that because it's kind of middle gray. It saved my sidecar? What? Is this a... Oh, no, that's what the other one is. Okay. Let's reset this. Where did it get this back? Did it, like, save it in the library or something? Okay. Well, let's assume we leave it that way. Like the interface of Darktable more, both are a bit confusing coming from Capture One. So I came from actual Lightroom, which night and day easier to use. But that's kind of, you know, Adobe's bread and butter. So I need curves. It's not really, I mean, I guess I could do part of it with exposure, but that's not quite what I'm really after. Yeah, and then it does that whole, like, soft thing up at the top, but that's like exactly what I'm not looking for. This is like the hybrid tab. So our exposure is already set there. Black level. Bring that up a bunch. I think we want to set the white level. Oh, I think we need to mix those two. That's the problem. So let's crush that. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the stupid history tab. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Is there a highlighting tool to see what is and is not crushed? There probably is. Warning. There we go. Perfect. Right. Gamut check. Clipping. That's what I want. Yes. The more clipping, the better. Okay. We're going to publish world's most niche coffee table books? No. I'm just going to put them up on the wiki. All right. I want to clip as little as possible, but still isolate. I think the white label on the motor is a worthwhile loss. The label on the head is not, though. So I think we go there. All right. That sounds like a wonderful revenue stream. No, it really does not. Getting into publishing sounds like a nightmare. Pass. All right, now I think contrast do a good deal of what I want. Actually, is that cropping or clipping more? I mean, in theory it should. Yeah, it is. Hold on, well, if I do that and then okay. All right. I can see the background though. How is that clipped but not? What? Right click for options. Upper threshold. There's lower threshold. That's black point clipping. There we go. I mean, their clipping threshold is really full gamut. No, this is terrible. Luminance. Saturation clipping. That's weird. Let's try luminance. I think this is more what I'm looking for. That's going to be a lot better. Yeah, now that's pure white isolation. Okay. Now, the downside is this is where I now want to be able to save this and then do... I want this to be the base point that I edit from. Because I want that pure white. I want to save it there and then edit the color space of this. Everything under white. But I don't think I can really easily do that here. I could export it and then do it, but eh. Or maybe that's fine, as is. The other fun thing is, in theory, I should be able to pull these in. And then somehow I can copy, paste, paste, there we go. Copy the color settings. Now it looks like it's on the sun. Yeah, see now that is too bright. So we pull the exposure. Oh, we just have reflections off all the solder. But I definitely don't want the motor blown out. Wait, did it? No. Ooh, that's a problem. We want relative white exposure. Uh-oh. How is the stupid label here more white than the poster board background? What? Vanta White, yeah. Wasn't that the person who flipped the tiles on Jeopardy? It is a different color temp. The white balance is wrong, I guess. Can I cheat? Because that should be more yellow. That's part of it. I was joking, DZ. Oh, I'm sorry. Touched the computer monitors on Jeopardy. Oh. Let me get with the modern age. Ooh. I felt really bad for her. Her job was replaced by computers before AI. They just kept making her walk up to the TVs. Like, she didn't actually do anything after they switched to the... Didn't I say Jeopardy? Anyway, but they would change the televisions. It's not Jeopardy. It's Wheel of Fortune. Same thing. Anyway, still though, she'd walk up and touch the televisions, but they would miss a line when she would touch them and when the control room would actually flip it over. Anyway. All right, so I changed the white balance a little bit. Let's see what that does. White relative exposure. No, it's still killing that, man. Oh well. I'm bored of Darktable. I never liked Darktable. It's always a pain in the butt. Let's just edit with the JPEG. She pushed a button on each one. Yeah, life was simpler then. All right, levels. Let's cheat. Yeah, it really wants to get that.
Wheel of fortune. End of line.
Macalac, thank you for the 100 bits. The old one, that's why I was saying the person who flipped the letters. But we all got hung up on it being the wrong show. That's why I said flip the tiles, but same thing. The time when they were letters? Yeah, so it's still letters. It's just TV computer monitors now. I'm pretty sure it was a bunch of 4x3 televisions all stacked up in there at one point, but yeah, anyway. What are we doing? Oh, we're making a wiki page for the floppy drive. Let's get on that. Okay. Screw it, I'm just crushing that. Oh, it crushes so much, though. That'll have to do, and I'll cheat for the rest. I really don't want to crush the label. All right. Let's do this. I almost want to, like, put this in another layer and do it differently. Oh, well. If I were using Resolve, I would mask that and color it separately, but I don't care right now. Sure, that'll work. And then we cheat. Gradient tool. Foreground to transparent, flip the white, and then boop. Oh wow, it's perfect, yay! And then we do this one, and then, oh cool, it's perfect. Boop, and then we do this one. Oh wow, it's amazing. And then this one, and boop, there we go. Okay, all nice and isolated. No one will be any wiser. Don't look at this line right here. All right. File, export as, Coogan, that's the wrong folder. Here, picture, wiki, Mac, floppy. All right. Mac, A100K drive, bottom. Gradients, separate layer, set the composite mode to overlay. Yeah, but I'm lazy. Open with GIMP. Make sure all the silkscreen markings are easy to read. There, that was already done in camera. Like, look, see, you definitely totally says that that's ground. Ben, you can read that, right? Like, that's nice and easy. All right. Oh, that one's going to turn out way better. Okay. Lightbox.
CHEER 100. I hope Ben can't read it. He's in a BBQ. End of line.
Yeah, I used a Lightbox to take the photos. And Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. You know, maybe the barbecue sucks. He's bored watching on his phone. Okay, that looks really good. I'm happy with that. I don't like the shadow over there, but what can you do? You can cheat. All right. So here's what we do. Now we're going to be not lazy. Add, let's duplicate layer. Okay. And then we're gonna tools, levels. Okay. Boom. And then we do it again, but this time, nope, not that, this. Getting close. Okay. One more time here. Wait, it's kind of... I want to make this solid. You know, let's just try this and be lazy. Or, hold on. Add layer mask. Copy. Grayscale selection of layer. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. See? Gonzo. Never mind that we got the yellow stuff showing up there. So if we can figure out how to not have it add color, gosh, disable mask, bring that back. I need it to not add any color in here. I could try and be super lazy and... Nope, it just selects everything. Magic wand, right click, remove holes. What? Right click. That's not how it works. Hold on. Select. Man, that would have saved me so much time in my life. Huh. How long ago was it GIMP had all the stuff like that? You go to Edit, Preferences, Toolbox, somewhere, Toolbox, and then use Tool Groups, uncheck that. Boom. That's what you do. And then somewhere in there, there's an option for Enable Fun Colors mode, and I don't remember where that is. Okay, well, now we do the other cheat where we make both colors of the gradient tool black, and then we gradient forward the background, and then just, and then we make the whole thing black. Boom. All right, wait, we left a thing. What's red up here? Why red is, you know, we can just cheat on that one. Just, boop. Okay. I'm gonna, what is that? That we don't want, that, okay, this was imperfect, but it's good enough, whatever. We can just brush anything else that's left. And then we're going to desaturate this. What is that? Heresy. Get out of here. Rude color escapees. Okay. Anything else? I don't like that, but we're just going to desaturate it. Okay. Colors. Desaturate. Color gray. Okay. Oh, I forget how long actual color to gray versus just taking the saturation slider, sliding it over works, and it's not even a better result. Oh no, what's it doing? Wait, I don't think that's what I wanted. I'm kind of curious. This looks like it's going to be some kind of artsy-fartsy thing, but it's not what I wanted. You prefer tool groups? I hate tool groups. I paid for the whole monitor. I'm going to use the whole monitor. Don't know what this is. I kind of like it because it's weird, but that's not what I want this time. Filters, colors, saturation, saturation. There we go. Okay. Now, delete layer mask and new layer mask. Copy grayscale, add, boop, and there we go. All right. Does like a huge convolution. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to do all that. That's kind of crazy. All right, now we can focus on this. So that's the like better way to kind of do what Digital Ice Age was saying, as far as how to mask that. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. It does end up being slightly harsh, but you could also then select that and feather it if you wanted, but I'm not going to bother. For that monitor, and you're gonna, yeah, $12 shake. You're correct, DCAC. These photos are Caps Wiki. These are for the wiki.tech tangents. So if you try to find a photo of an 800K Mac floppy drive right now, here, let's do this live on stream. 800K Mac floppy drive. All right. If you try to find photos of one of these drives right now, like this is about as good as you get. There's another page that has some photos, but they're all terrible. There are no good photos of these floppy drives anywhere. 400K. We used a 400K. Is that some like Apple II thing? Weird. Anyway, there's no good photos of these. I think this was the best one. So I'm making good photos. Soon to be Wikipedia too, yeah. All right, file, export, and then picture, wiki, Mac floppy, mat drive, rear, 3, 4. Let's go with rear quarter. That way, that is less mistakable for something else. Quarter. OG Mac 1984 was 400K. Same format, but single-sided. Single-sided? Wild. Oh yeah, I didn't overwrite that. That shouldn't have happened. Hold on. Let's go back. Pictures, wiki, Mac floppy. No, it did not. Okay, good. Next, let's get the 3/4 view of the front. Now I had a really bad watermark? No, the whole point is to not have stupid, annoying photos that have problems. It's not like I own the drive. I mean, the intellectual property for the drive. I mean, yeah, that's my drive, but all right, open with GIMP. They gotta keep you on your toes, Flare Spire. All right, so let the process begin again. Colors, levels, and whamp. So if you don't know what I'm doing here, I'm using the levels tool to figure out what the clip point is by cranking the gamma over. I do this trick a lot. And then we'll do the same for black. Stuff that's like completely hidden down in there, who cares? Like that's fine. We'll crush that a little bit because it'll make everything else a little better. Now we're kind of getting into the detail area, so I don't want to mess with that too much. Now we'll find a happy medium. All right. I could be doing this on a less terrible monitor, but there we go. There's no follow-up to that statement. Alrighty, so we can actually see the switch here this time, unlike last time. We can even read that, so the depth of field, far better. It was worth the ISO trade-off, which, frankly, I can barely even tell. There's some grain in there, but it's not really that bad. So yeah, that's a very beneficial shot right there. They're all sad because the ghosts are angry. Alright, I guess we can, for giggles, do the other thing again. So, duplicate, and then colors, levels. You know what we might be able to do? Edit these as curves. We might be able to just cheat and go straight to this. Yeah, we end up in the same position, though. Now it's even worse, because there's some white stuff in there. We don't want that. Yeah, I think we crop as much as we can until we get to some white intrusion in there. So that's gone, okay. And then I'm gonna hit that, and then I'll do it again. And then that should make it a little bit easier. Actually, it might be easier with levels. That's better. Motor there, not ideal. So let's do... Ooh, motor's just going to be a pain in the butt no matter what. Does image fit on a floppy? Most JPEGs will, yeah. It's not that bad. What are we looking at? 2.3 megs? Yeah, if I just recompress that, ImageMagick, compress with an 80% JPEG quality, boom, 600K. It would even fit on the Mac itself. At full 4200 pixel wide resolution. You know, just for kicks, let's try this. Sucks I can't. Well, I guess I could do it this way. That'll work. All right. Edit. No, select, remove holes, gradient tool, boom. Okay. Now, let's desaturate. Colors, saturation, that's the one I meant to use last time, boom. Now it's gonna make that gray, which I prefer because that's actually shadow and I want that to go, why is there so much black there? Well, that's not ideal. Oh, gosh, why is the threshold so high? I'm going to end up manually selecting this nonsense. Whatever. Colors, levels. All right. Add layer mask, copy, gray channel, boom. There we go. We still got that though, which is suboptimal. So we go here, we do brush, this, white, that. That's wrong. That's also wrong. Are we not editing? Edit layer mask. Oh, because this has data on it. Oh, I just made that awful. No, this sucks. With laser sensors, so she has to get her hand near it. Oh my gosh, they actually re-engineered it to give her job back. That's hilarious. Because it, for a while, 100% did not require her to actually touch it. All right, we're doing it the stupid way that I was trying to avoid, and we're adding a layer of just, like, drawing over it. That's the worst option. Close enough. All right, colors, levels. Actually, I think that's all okay. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. File, export, save it, whatever. Get it out of my face. I don't want to think about this anymore. Export, pictures, wiki, Mac floppy, front, quarter. Pen tool? Why would I ever? I don't even know what the pen tool is, honestly. Airbrush, ink tool, eraser tool. What is the pen tool? It just has no one near the board anymore? I mean, why? Yeah, I'd prefer they not fake it. Make selections from
T2 SDE have joined. End of line.
T2SDE and Raiders, hello and welcome. We're currently editing some photos of an 800K Mac floppy drive that I took because there are no good example photos of them on the internet. So I was trying to look into these photos or find photos like this before today and could not find any because I wanted to get in and try and repair and restore one of these drives so I could try and test it. But yeah, there was nothing that I could use as like precursor knowledge. So I'm going to be putting these up on my own wiki. So that other people can see what these drives actually look like without having to crack open a Mac to see themselves. And then in theory, we should get to trying to write a disk or a disk for this drive as long as the Mac actually turns on. So, yeah. Left of the font tool. Well, I don't like the Bezier curve tool in this. Paths tool though. Yeah, I don't like paths in GIMP. Sorry. No. That's a hard pass there. Minimum of 8 Macs. No, we determined it's actually 10. You just have to count Mac Classic 2s. I hope you show some alpha again. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have a deck alpha if you're thinking of that. That's not me. Did you miss anything? All of my Macs are perfect and they work great, and you missed it. They even had color somehow. We already saved this, so why am I doing any kind of edits? Or did I do any edits? I don't think I did any edits. Stupid GIMP using Control Shift Z for whatever other thing. Here, I think it's fine, whatever. The path tool is a hard path. I don't know. So path tool, it's kind of weird. You can do all of this stuff, right? And then, I don't know, somehow you should be able to like join these or something. I don't understand. Selection from path, you gotta update it? Is it just like auto straight line the last two? But then the thing is it's really easy to lose the path. Like I can't undo and then get the path back. So you can't like save the path. Anyway, I'm going to close this because I've made weird changes that I do not intend to keep. All right. Those were the photos that I took at the end. Let's go through all of the other ones to find what the other ones are. Okay. No, we got that. I don't really think there's a lot of reason to have that one. I think a rear photo like that, a dead-on one, has good purpose. What's the best angle? Yeah, I like that because you can see all the two ribbon connectors pretty easily. The light reflects off of it in a better way. Yeah, we'll edit this one. Am I going to install DaVinci Resolve on this computer so that I can edit RAWs? Is that a thing that's going to happen? Ooh, this is going to be interesting. I have not had to deal with really blurry parts like that yet. There's a lot of dark in this image, so this is going to be... What on earth, Sony? This is under or above the PCB and this is below? What? This is so stupid. Oh my gosh. And keep in mind, I'm going to install DaVinci Resolve 18 because that was the last one that didn't have AI garbage in it. So I'm not going to install the one that has the photo mode. I don't even know how that works. To me, you just make a video timeline that has the same resolution as your photos or your camera sensor, and then you just edit them in there. And if you want to crop them, you do that after the fact. Okay, colors, levels. This is going to be curious. Oh, that's a lot. Wow, it's interesting because you can't even see the shadow. That almost looks like an impressionist painting of shadows. It's kind of cool. All right, the white connectors are getting a little blown out, but I feel like they were kind of... Oh, no, they're not really blown out to start with. Uh-oh. We're going to take a novel path on this. New layer. No, that's not actually what I wanted. Duplicate layer. I know wordthink. Okay. First off, pencil tool. This. Black. That's not black. Okay, everything that's like real bright on there is now not bright. Okay. Colors, levels. Let's bring white down. I wish I could brush tool while I was in this, but whatever. Let's just, what's pen? Isn't it N? Yeah, something stupid like that. Can't actually remember what it is because no human would ever think. Pencil. N. Colors, levels. That'll work. Because N is, it's a number 2 pencil. All right, I think we can just remove holes on this. So, select, boom. The remove holes tool feature that we're all familiar with, remember? Why? Stop adding text layers. No one ever wants a text layer. All right, colors. Why did it select a thing? Colors. Grayscale. No, saturation. Get rid of the saturation, levels, and then... There was a hair in the shot. One moment. Hair be gone. Okay, now add layer mask. Boom. Now we're golden. Downside though is that that's razor sharp. So, I could fill this with white because there's no reason to have any black. And then this, what we can do is select, but feather edge, select again, delete, no. We'll fill with black. Is that gonna work? Not really. Maybe I can select the other direction. Fill tool, black. Not really. Or we can just not worry about it. Okay. Now we can color this as it needs to be. Colors, levels. We want it to be pretty bright, not like ultra super crazy bright. I'm going to bump this up until I start to crush the connectors, and then I'm gonna not crush the connectors. I want to just barely crush them. All right. Now we'll bring up the black until I crush that. Shadow areas I'm not that concerned about. That's a little much, so we'll go with that. Okay. Select invert, control I, but it's not as... it's never, like, straightforward. All right, I think that'll work. Boom. Oh. Chloe, if it makes you feel any better, I was almost ready to not work on Max today because I slept wrong and I hurt my neck. I know what you mean. You was sleeping with the sun off your back? Yeah, that darn sleeping. You know, all of my worst injuries in life have actually happened while I've been asleep. All of them. There has been multiple. All right, that'll work. File, export as. Including that nasty car crash. Rear. Love the title. Okay, I must confess, I've never actually played a Castlevania game. They look okay. I don't think I would hate them. I think I would actually enjoy them more than, say, Ghouls and Goblins, Ghosts and Goblins, but I would rather play that. Even though I suspect I would enjoy Castlevania more. I don't know what to say. All right. I like how Sony can make this motor, but Omron has to make this one. Okay. Next photo. We already have a bottom that's better. Oh, I do want the sides. Okay. This is left side. Open with this. I'll get right side in here while I'm thinking about it. Open with this. Are there any others? Okay, the front one's a little fun. And then the head, obviously we have to have the head. Oh my gosh, there's so many more images. At least this one doesn't need isolation. This one I could isolate, but I'm probably not going to bother with. Open with this. Oh, and then the gear one. I do want the gear one. We might bother isolating that. Okay, we're gonna speed this up. We're gonna get a little sloppier because, like, too much. The enemy of being able to finish before stream is perfect. All right, that'll work. And then that'll work. And then right there. Okay, good. Yep, that's a photo of a floppy drive. I accept. File, export. Thing about the title is there's gold in them there, Max. YouTube videos assure me so. Okay, so you're talking about like gold scrap recovery channels or the ones who are like fix it and flip it? Because there's two sides to that coin. Side, left. Yes, okay. Fair enough. Tools, filters, repeat levels. Boom. Look, I cheated. That's not dust. That's, okay, this one's actually a little brighter than the other one. I don't think we can use that level set. Gold scrap recovery when? When I'm dead and someone else owns this stuff. All right. Levels. Meow. Okay. And that'll do. These look somewhat similar, right? Yeah, they do. Okay. File, export. No, wrong. Pictures, wiki, Mac floppy. Side right. Right. Has a dozen Macs. Doesn't like them. Still can't bring himself to sell one. What makes you think he brings himself to scrap it for gold? Someone cutting the gold connector off HP ISA HPIB card. Ugh, yeah. You know, there's a... I don't have it here or I could show you and it would be so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna, there is... Hold on. HP... Oh my god, I don't remember. Oh man, what was the model number? One moment. That's just the new wireless version. My gosh, they did it with like side cutters too, those monsters. Okay, so I need... One moment. Hold on. Wait a minute. Maybe I can do it this way. So, 4, 5... 415-2. connector. Oh my gosh. Well, I can't find... You just need one of these. So here's an HP card that's got, you know, a detachable ISA connector. So you just need one of those that you can bolt on. Problem solved. Downside is you need a 16-bit one. I don't know if that exists. It looks familiar. Shh. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen one of those before in my life. All right, what were we doing? Oh, we were putting pictures up. Replaceable ISA connector for when it wears out. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. It is so weird. All right, colors, levels. This was going to be fun. Okay, I'm going to have to cheat this one a little bit just because I can't not. Also, the bottom is going to be weird if I don't. You're going to see how I cheated the 8514 shot here. Okay, so it's going to be roughly like that. That looks good. And then you could totally predict it. It's not like it's, you know, gee, I wonder how he did it. It's obviously transparent gradient. Yoink. There we go. Problem solved. So there. Yeah, that looks good. I like that shot. It's completely unnecessary. I'm not even really sure it's that helpful, but it's a fun shot. Because it's so open in the back. It actually has light back there, and you can see down through where the floppy goes. You don't normally get to see that. All right, wiki, Mac floppy drive, floppy slot. All right. Now this one, we don't have to isolate. We just have to get the colors right. Colors, levels, whoop, that's gamma. That's not what I want. Okay, right there. 2. That's fine. That'll do. No. It's so cool to actually see the head like that. All right, file, export, picture, wiki, Mac floppy, head, bottom, export. And then this will be head top. We're going to do the same color thing, but we're also not going to really bother to isolate it. So there's a lot of background that's already completely blown out, but I'm just going to do it until some like actual subject stuff is. So right there. And this. Wow, that was a bright image. Jeez. I really, really, really don't want to ruin that copper, because that's like the best part of the whole image. There we go. Well, that one's stunning. There's a dead pixel. How is just that in focus? What? That seems fake. Also, I like how there's texture on that part of the thing. All right. File, export. I wish it would keep the path where I was exporting these. That would be really great. Head. Top. And then this will be the gear part. Pull that down, crank that up. Do this until something I actually care about gets crushed. Well, that shouldn't exactly be white, though, so maybe we just leave it there. That'll work. File, export, picture, wiki. You know, to take a bunch of photos inside the gearbox and edit those. I'm a little nervous about the gearbox part, actually. Rear gear. I do want to open that up, because servicing that floppy drive is the next objective. Why does this seem like the white balance is so perfect? Like, that's not normally a thing that I would care about, but like, that just seems like completely neutral black. Like, there's no color in it at all. Gearbox will be fine, take it apart before. That's my thought process. If I take it all apart and I lubricate all of this, put it back together, it will not shatter the gear. That's my thought process. I don't know if that's a thing that other people know, because I don't look up Mac stuff, because I don't care about Mac stuff. So I have no idea if that's just like the nominal way to do it, to not murder it. All right, let's put some photos up. Upload file. One of these days, I'll actually remember to put a link to the Upload Wizard, because it sucks not uploading that way with multiple. Did a really good video about the plastic gearbox. Also, the gears are available on eBay. Yeah. Ordered two new gears, got 3 shipped. All right. Oh, that's a lot of files. Oh, geez. So many. There's probably, like, okay, hold on. Side left or side right that had this. Okay. So I think it is a Sony MFD51W. Let's look that up, make sure, because I think that is Sony MFD-51W. Yes. So we're going to name it that. But we're going to leave the photos as Mac, whatever, because I cannot be bothered. It's just a leading Mac collector. Take greater interest in maintaining your collection rather than keeping it on a shelf waiting for their value to increase. Yeah. Just edit the pages, put the file in there, but that's not how it works. They have to be in the database. You cannot do any other way of getting them in there. Mac bottom. I really hate having to pick the date. I hate everything about uploading photos, actually, to Wiki. Digital Ice Age has it easy. I think do you get to just like click an import button and then like they're just copied over to Wikimedia Commons? I don't know what makes you think I would need 30 gears. Shelby owns has 0 value. Something of value has to be resold. We never resell. Exactly. Majenko's got it right. Actually, that's not exactly how I think about it. I also think about it, how much would it cost if I absolutely kill this and I have to get another? Have a bookmark that pre-populates the fields on Commons. Ah. All right. You can handle wiki text. Yes, but you still have to do it one file at a time. If you're talking about this, yeah, you can do that, but then it's one file at a time. That's annoying. Yeah, this is my default, and then I pick Upload Wizard so that I don't have to do it one image at a time. Anyway, new page tools. New hardware page, Sony MFD micro floppy drive, and then it's 51 wide. Does the dash 23 matter? I don't think a dash 23 matters. I think that's just like specific, you know. Yeah, because that's dash 03. We're not putting any of that. We're just doing this. Go. Boom. There's few options. They all suck. Exactly. That's my problem. Okay. Example. We're not going to have example because I got 3 trillion of them. All right. Picture. Mac. Blah. Unders. What was it called? Mac. Dash. Flop. Underscore. Floppy. What did I name these files? I just closed. Pictures, wiki, Mac floppy, Mac 800K. Okay, Mac 800. Okay, front quarter. Boom. Manufacturer. Sony. Device category. Floppy drive. I love how the way that it works. I can see this, and then it's like, hey, that's not real. You can't have that. Lagging when uploading pics to the wiki? Yeah, I'm sure it did. Condition. I'm not going to put conditions. It's less about it looks like I don't know, maybe it'll come back. Back? Yeah, but it's still unstable. It's dropping about half the frames. I think it just sorted itself out. Yeah, I think the cell tower is getting bombarded, weirdly. All right. Yeah, I was going to connect to the server, then I didn't need to because that wasn't what was wrong. Okay. Now, Sony floppy interface. Oh my gosh, Sony MF or OAD 30V floppy interface. Ah, stupid Tech Tangents guy. Do we have a known pinout for this? Basically, is the Mac pinout the same? Because I think it's going to be the same, right? Like, look at blah, 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 blah. Let's look at this. So we got some gold things in a black rectangle, and then we've got some gold things in a black rectangle. Now, are there the same number of gold things in both black rectangles? That's the question. So we got 1, 2, 3. I think it's going to be more on this, actually. Are these not the same? Also, there's no external power. They're not the same. So these are 20 pin. Yeah. So this is 20 pin. And then this is like 28 pin? Oh my gosh. Plus power. Mac is custom with power included. If you plug the cable in backwards, often not keyed, and computer fries the drive. Calling the FCC? For what? Sneezing on air? Huh. Okay, well, it's not the Sony floppy interface then. I really thought it was going to be. Because, no offense to Mac people, I would not have been surprised if it just was and they didn't realize it. Yes. IWM interface. I have no idea what that is. Offense to Mac people. No, it wasn't intended. Integrated WAS machine. Oh wait, is that actually what it is? It's more about like these drives are pretty. The OAD 30 drives are pretty uncommon. It wouldn't have surprised me if they'd slip through the cracks like that. I hate how much better the Apple Drive photos are. Like they're actually good. Okay. So, let me look that up. IWM floppy. Is that like a real thing? Integrated, oh my gosh, it really is. Wait, it's Apple II pinout? That's so weird. All right, I guess. Storage interface, integrated WAS machine. That is wild. All right. Removable storage. That I don't care that it says 720K. That's just meant to represent double density floppy drives. Power pinout. Hold on. Power over data. Image. Oh, I don't want image. Power connector. Okay. Power over data. I need a power pinout image that's warning idiot, stupid, moron power cable connector save thing. You know what? Let's just do that real quick. GIMP, or maybe Inkscape. Inkscape. New document. Okay. Let's start out with a nice roundy round rectangle. Whoop. Okay. And then one of these. All right. So first thing we want is it to show the stupid panel thing. Come on, give me the, there we go. This, so stroke, solid, red, boom. All right, we don't need it to be that wide. Okay. Now, text. Where is this? That. Okay. Exclamation point, power over data, exclamation point. Okay, that looks perfect. Why? There's no stroke. Fill. Do I want fill or do I want stroke? I don't think I want stroke. That's for the outline. Yeah, I don't really want that. Well, fill, I'm going to copy the same color. All right. Now, text is somewhere. Maybe. View. Where are the text options? Oh my gosh. Well, now it's too big. Well, that's almost correct. Okay, hold on. Okay, we can bounce back and forth between these and get the effect that I want. Okay, so we do want a stroke, actually, because I want to make it thicker letters. All right. Now, can I change kerning on this? I don't think I can. I think that's one of the annoying things about Inkscape text is that you cannot change the kerning. You can? How? Do I have to edit metadata? Features. Oh. Position. No. No. Text. No. Feature settings. No. You can change everything? Well, how? Ligatures? No. Capitals. All small. No. Normal. Weird. Look in the top toolbar. Text. And see spacing? No. Wait, this? Why? What? Hold on. If I click this. What? Text. Is it only when you have this? Oh. Okay, this is going to sound insane. I have literally never noticed that top toolbar changes. I kind of hate that. But okay, fair. Fine. Is this one of those things where it changes it for the whole thing? Or do I have to actually select the text? It looks like it changes it for the whole thing. Okay. That'll work. All right, I want a little more spacing on that. Nope. Right there. Okay. File, document properties, resize content. File. No, that's right. It's never that. It's this. Yes, export width. Let's just make it 800. Boom. All right. Export power over data. Warning underscore go. Go to here. And then boop. Upload file. Leave page. Select file from here. Where is it? Oh, it was warning. Okay. Why did it fill it with white? Okay. Repick that. Why? What? How are there two? Hold on. Document properties. It's not. Yeah, page. Make it magenta. Okay. Where is this coming from? Delete. There we go. Perfect. Export. Jeez. Browse. Select. Perfect. All right. Warning image to be used for pinout to warn. You know what? Sure, whatever. Upload. Okay. Power pinout. Warning, power over data. Okay. Apply. Boom. So now that shows up there. I'm sure I could upload SVGs, or I could just not. All right, photos, insert, gallery. Geez, okay. So this. And then add new image, and this, and then this, and then this, and this, and that, and that. Yeah, but see, if I uploaded it as a vector image, then... And I rest my case. The floppy drive used in a Macintosh Macintosh Plus. Who needs spell check when you have? I already made a page. That holds 800K of data. These have a custom interface with a motorized eject Mechanism. I still couldn't spell it right. Save! Boom! There we go. Whoopee! Yay! Alrighty. Well, that was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. But hey, now we got actual photos of one of these drives available on the internet. I love the scary warning thing. I wonder, Digital Ice Age, is there a way to mark these to not show up in this? Because that would be kind of nice. All right. This is obviously rolling over into tomorrow, but we can go poke around the drive. I would like to get the motor off and then try and move the mechanism. So we both want to look in the motor to make sure, you know, that it'll like move freely or whatever. Cleaning the lubricant takes another full stream. I really don't think it's going to take that long. We're not going to get it done today, but it won't, I don't think it'll be that bad, especially because I've done a bunch of floppy drives. Yep, that'll work. Okay. Let's go look at the hardware. Yay! Oh. I'm not moving these yet. In case I want to take more photos, I don't know. You know what? Just because it's all right here, what would it look like if I just chucked a computer in here? I've never done a big thing in here. Just for giggles. I think these are going to have to go on either side of it, though. I think it's too big. That's slightly bright. I think we've already established that part, though. That's a lot of shadow. I'm just taking it with my phone. I'm wiping my lens off with my shirt. Ah, why's it got to be an SE30? It's like the most boring one. Ugh. I mean, yeah, that picture looks like really good and stuff, but my gosh, that computer is disgusting. Wow. To give you an idea of how bright it is in there, okay? If, well, first off, my phone screen is on and showing stuff. God, get in front of those lights. It's just like instantly being in front of a heat gun. The box is brighter than my filming lights up here. That's how bright it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, now let's take a peek at the floppy drive. Yeah, well, they're giant cob lights. That's, I mean, now I see what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need for the light box. That's what's great about this. So there's just printer paper taped to the bottom of 2 pieces that fold down, and then I let that curl. So you can see it's not actually taped at the very bottom. So I let that curl onto the bottom part, and then it works. The downside is that I got to make sure that I like put it in the correct way, and then it just like that's there, which is really sensitive to getting damaged by outside things. I got to be careful with how I store it. But, you know, worst case is I just replace 3 sheets of printer paper. While real heat comes off the back of those things. Well, I'm saying I'm getting hot heat just from the front. By any chance, are you a theater tech? No. My path was photography to YouTube only. All right. Well, the CRT is the back display. All right. Floppy drive. Oh, I'm supposed to hit that so the other camera shows still. All right, we need the tall stool, not the comfortable stool. He just dresses like a, yeah, in this case, because it's hot. I took pity on the AC. I bumped it up by 2 degrees, so it's 76. It's still running probably more often than it's not. Okay. The one black screw. Oh, you're talking about the motor? I was not even. Okay, well, that's good to know. Sure, let's poke around with that first. If that's really it, that's super easy to work on. And then the way the gearing works, it just pops off. I mean, I assume there's a power cable or something. Not sure about this, are we? No, there's a second black screw right here. Bad camera. There's one more here that I'm pretty sure is part of the same. Yeah, that's the same mounting platform. There we go. So it's this cable by the looks of it. Okay. Oh, it's some kind of weird cam doodad. Okay. These gears, I do believe, are all intact. Okay. So, does this push against this? Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay, so there's the regular drive eject right there. Now I think it's locking because there's no disc in there. So let's go grab a disc, cram that in there and see what happens. Yeah, I know it's going to be inside that gearbox. I'm less concerned about the gearbox itself. I mean, we can take it apart and look at it, make sure everything's fine inside, but I think, oh, this one actually feels great. It's a little bit of stress to get that to move. But I feel like that, I don't know if that would be it. Does it usually, I mean, it would only be when it ejects, I guess. That cam needs a lot of force. Yeah, it kind of does. It's this part right here. So up to that point, it's okay. What is... what is causing all of that force? Is it this? No. Because it gets up this ramp over here just fine without too much force. It glides pretty easy. The problem is that there's like a peak. It's this, maybe. Yeah, so if I pull on that. That might need some touch-up. So here and there, potentially. Which is easy enough. I think I still did not find my silicone grease. And that seems like a more applicable one to this. Where did it go? Also a bunch of sliding parts below the floppy. Yeah, I see those. Those aren't the worst, though. It's fine up until it engages this. This is the part that's really holding it up. I think I absolutely must find my silicone grease for this, though. I don't think it's optional. Let me see if it's in the bottom tray. Unfortunately, or drawer, someone built Fort Mac down here, so I'm gonna have to move all of these so that I can get into those drawers. Yeah. You know what's annoying? Is that they're small, but they're really not light. Whenever I find a Mac, I should send them to you. Okay. Is it down in here? I'm not seeing it. I really, really need it for this, though. It's supposed to be in here, but I think it ended up being put somewhere stupid. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not in here, so it's somewhere stupid. I forgot what we were working on last time, that I needed it and it wasn't there, because I don't think 3-in-1 oil is going to be the right play for this. Yeah, I'm not seeing it there. We could glue them. That would work. I got that. That might be slightly counterproductive to the intended outcome, though. Oh my gosh, what if it fell behind the workbench? That would be a problem. I think it may have happened, too. Hold on, I'm just gonna check that it didn't fall on the floor and roll under this workbench back here. Or maybe even the front one. You know what's really cool is getting down on the floor and looking at all sorts of uncomfortable angles while your neck hurts. That's super fun.
Who says CHER 100? Please don't blow out how you just did again without a headphone wearer's warning. End of line.
Don't do what? Blow out without a headphone user's warning. I don't even know what I did, so I can't warn you. Also, I don't understand how I can do anything that is like loud. Because I keep the speaking volume 5 decibels below, like, peak, so there really isn't any louder to get. I don't understand how that happens. I intentionally keep it loud for that exact reason. So I have this thing on the floor down here that has all my camera stuff in it, because you can't drop something if it's on the floor. And I'm not even kidding. I have one of those under bed storage bins. I keep all my camera stuff in, and it's entirely possible that the thing got behind that and then shoved back there, but it's not. That's not where it is. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I found it. Boom. All right. Whew. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, pending updates. There's no such things as notifications. Alrighty. I don't know who would ever bother looking down at the notification bar. Okay, what is it this? Yes, that's what I want. Okay, so, man, that's violent, too. All right, so now I can see what slides. Ooh, it is the bottom ones, too, actually. So that's probably actually more of the problem. Oh, that definitely is. That's the problem. Yeah, okay. So holding the floppy detected mechanism, whatever, you can see down there that whole plate moves. Stupid camera. This whole plate moves with it, and it's flat on there. So that, I think, is what the drag is. I think it's this right here. So, removing the top usually is as simple as just taking these springs off. Yeah, Helen, I'm there. Remember, I've worked on a lot of floppy drives. I just haven't worked on this exact drive. All right. These are probably the same on both sides. Yeah. Oh, these suck to deal with. Cool. Yeah, that's actually kind of retained. That's slightly better than the earlier ones. Okay. Okay. So the head catches on it, and I don't want to, you know, destroy that. SimCity for Mac, that's easy to find. They made a lot of those.
Then subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 18 months, currently on an 18-month streak. And says, hi, I am late, was watching a video about the Casio Loopy, Japanese console with a printer. TA ported due to it. End of line.
Lena Heim, thank you for the tier 1 sub there and for 18 months. I appreciate that. I actually have a Loopy. It's good to know that there is going to be something fun to run on it. Okay. Now this is getting caught. Might make sense just to put a disc in. Or not. Okay. Because it'd be cool not to destroy the heads. Oh, that? Nah, that's not the problem. It's got to be this. Oh, it's so that. Although, it really just feels more like the spring is really strong. There's no initial stick. Yeah, that's completely fine. Like, use the tweezer strain gauge test here, okay? Yeah, that's nothing. I don't think I should touch that. This, however, completely different thing. But I think it's just the spring being strong. It's not easy to unhook the spring. Oh, I'm sure I could find it, and I'm not getting to the Loopy anytime soon, so I wouldn't worry about it. It's just good to know that there is a Loopy scene, let's say. Is there a second spring or something? I'm telling you, Telecroft, the pressure difference between that and this is insane. Like, this will never go with the tweezer. This is 100% of the problem. While it's up, I might as well relubricate this, but like, seriously, it's moves so smoothly. I don't think that's it. Well, I don't want to take it off. I kind of want to stretch it to weaken it a little, though, because I don't think there's any reason for it to be that strong. The problem's not friction, because I should be able to feel it, like, sticking. It's a friction issue, or it taking more resistance to get moving. It's fairly free in the middle. The 4 rollers rotate? Yes, actually. Well, one of them did. 3 of the 4 rotate. Yeah, I've had them be stuck on the other drives, specifically the HP drives they were stuck on. All right, here's what I think we're going to do, because it is end of stream time. I am going to put some isopropyl on this, and then we can leave that overnight, and then we will come back to it tomorrow. So we'll break up some of the shmoo on it, because this has no electronics whatsoever. This is completely safe. It's almost like this is not how you're supposed to apply this stuff. Yeah, that one real sticky. These will get some 3-in-1 oil. Yeah. So I think I can help the rollers a little bit. Which one was stuck? That one. I got that one moving with that. So yeah. We'll come back to this tomorrow, refresh this, do a little bit on this part. Again, though, I don't think that's going to be the problem. But we'll see if we can make it a little looser. But that is going to be it for today. I'm curious how the end stream is going to work here, because this is going to be the first time doing this the YouTube way. So I'm going to bring up the server stuff so that I can watch that as it happens. Better put some in, yeah. And look through the gearbox, yes. But the other thing is, do I have a, that's the wrong channel. Is the case where WD-40 could be used? No, we want to break down the oil that's in there, kind of flush it out, and then replace it with new stuff. So we'll actually be putting 3-in-1 on the roller bearings, and then some silicone paste on the slides. Oh, cool. I just got sticky oil goo on the phone. Love that. Anyway, fun fact, I think YouTube is hiding the actual number of likes that videos get on the back end for creators. I don't think I've seen the number of likes that a video has gotten in a while. I don't really care, but yeah. All right, and Boom, there we go. There's a not like the world's best video, but it's an interesting video.
100 Sticky Old Crew is my new band name. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Anyway, there's a video. Yeah, go look on your back end. They added the column for like how much money each individual video has got, and they removed the like counter. Anyway, there's a video on the channel. It's about how you can use the MS Batch tool on the Windows 98 retail CD to configure an INF file to automatically install Windows 98 in a completely unattended way, similar to how an OEM install would come on your computer pre-configured. So, yeah, but that's going to be it for today, and it is outro time. What sucks about the whole outro thing is just, there's no way unintended. I mean, they actually intended it because the tool is included on the retail CD. Anyway, yeah. I'm really curious if this is going to automatically end the YouTube stream or not. So this will be cool if it does. Anyway, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this, you definitely want to come back tomorrow because we're going to be just like doing more of this tomorrow. Less photography probably, but more liquid massaging thing, like make it not sticky. Because yeah, that's really, it takes a lot of force on that thing. So anyway, that's it for now. If you enjoyed that, come back tomorrow. If you want to help support the channel, you can get a shirt like the one that I was previously wearing, but it's really hot. Or you can find me on Patreon. Left widget is broken. Yeah, I think it's probably because don't worry about it. I just started this stuff in the wrong order today. Yeah, that's it for now. I will see you all next time.